On this trip, I'm headed back into the woods to chase whitetail. I've got 2 tags to fill, and with doe season wrapping up soon, that's my first priority. The plan today is simple. Get my tree stands deployed, check trail cam footage, and build a solid strategy to put some meat in the freezer. I'm getting an early start this morning to set my first stand and check trail cams in a couple of my favorite whitetail spots. But with the unusually dry weather and heavy hunting pressure, it's hard to tell what this week will bring. This is one of my favorite whitetail spots over here. I've hunted this for probably 4 or 5 years. I found it before it got as pressured as it is, and there are way more clear cuts up above now than it was. It looks, so far it looks like it's about the same as it was last year, so we may be sitting in the tree stand here in the morning. One of the challenges here is that there's really no way to tell what's moving through here. Like, unless there's snow on the ground, you can't see any tracks in this stuff. So the game cams really help in places like this to see what's happening. There's quite a few deer on the game cam. I'm feeling more optimistic. It's almost impossible to tell what's happening in the woods when you're not there. Trail cams help me narrow down where to spend my time, and just as importantly, where not to. They're my eyes when I'm not in the stand, and sometimes they reveal things you'd never pick up on foot. Take my second stand location, for example. It's a spot that's produced in past seasons, but this year the cams are telling a different story. There's been an unusual amount of predator activity, more than I've ever seen in this area before. And with that kind of pressure, I'm starting to feel like this spot may not produce at all. We'll go check the other cam down below that had all the bears on it last time, which is out in front of my tree stand. So I'm hoping the bears are gone and the deer start to move through here again. So my cam's got 440 videos on here, and there's not a lot of brush and stuff to move around to trigger the camera, so I need to check the settings because I might have the sensitivity up a little bit too high. I need to turn it down. Yeah, so I got the PIR sensitivity to high, so I need to drop that down to medium. Everything else looks okay. So I'm going to check this cam, and then we got 2 more up here. And if there's a few animals on here, then we need to pick out a tree for the tree stand before I head back down. But let's take a look at these cams before I get too excited about that. Well, that was disappointing. I've had 3 cams up here for over 2 weeks and not one deer. Had a grouse or something move around behind that stump. Man, after seeing those 2 whitetail bucks come in within a couple days in the daylight, I was super excited about this spot. Not so excited now. Just getting ready to head back up here where I was in the tree stand yesterday morning. Had that, whatever it was, looked like a doe. Couldn't really tell. Kind of skirt the edge of my hunting area in the brush, but seen something, so I'm optimistic. Didn't see anything last night, but just got about a 20-minute hike to get up to the stand, get situated, and see if we can fill that whitetail doe tag this morning. I don't know what happened. I just missed that little buck. Like, completely missed him. You can't see it, but because of the recoil on the gun, but he just stood there for a second. He was as shocked as I was, I think. But then he ran up underneath my stand and took off up the hill, so It's colder this morning than it was yesterday, so just getting all bundled up and getting ready to head up to my tree stand. All the campers down here were gone, and those folks were hunting. They were hunting deer, they were hunting turkeys, they were shooting rabbits, they were shooting everything. So I think the tracks that we seen in the trail a couple days ago, last time we were up here, were just animals moving out. So after I shot up here, and it's been a couple days, everybody else has left, nobody's been hunting in here. My hope is that things settle down and we get some deer wandering around. We can fill a tag this morning. So we'll hike the kilometer up to the tree stand, and it's cold this morning. See what happens. My LED headlamp just went out. I can see a little bit, so I'll just have to go slow. I can't see the trail that I usually do going in here, but dang it. I got up early to get up here before light. It's not how I've seen things going this morning. Whoa. That was the exact same bug that I missed a couple days ago. He came right underneath my tree stand and just walked out in front of me and turned broadside there. He just fell down right over there. He didn't run maybe 40 yards, but oh, I can't believe that. I'll get down out of the tree and then go get him field dressed. Go get my pack and get him out of here. It's a little forky. Okay, we got him field dressed and keep the heart, although there's only about half of it left. The liver, got the testicles there. I'm gonna keep the tongue, but I just got them all cleaned out and prop that stick and let them start cooling off as the first part, and making sure this is going to be amazing meat. We got a beautiful little chunk of meat here. Now all we got to do is not screw it up. So grab my top layers and head back down to the truck and get my pack, and we'll get it quartered up and get it back to camp. I've got full videos on field dressing, quartering to pack out, processing. I'll put the links in the description so you guys can check those out if that's something you're interested in. But what I am going to say about this right now is to help substantially reduce the risk of having gamey taste to the meat, get the hide off of it as quick as you can. Ever since I've been quartering animals up in the field, the meat has tasted so much fresher and so much cleaner. I've seen a couple deer run down in here the other day. I've never explored this trail along this fence line. And it's just below where I shot my little buck earlier this week. There's lots of whitetail in here. So it just looks like a place where they could get down to the river and back up here to the timber with good cover. So I'm going to go back here and see if I can find a couple good tree stand trees, and then see if I can find a trail where they're crossing. This looks really good for a whitetail down in here at this trees and brush and stuff. And it's open enough. If you find the right tree, you can see down through this and find some shooting lanes. So I'm really hoping I can find a spot to put the game camp back here. This is interesting. This little draw gets really really nasty down in there and steep on both sides. This is the lowest point right here where anything would be able to cross. And there are a ton of deer tracks right here. So I'm gonna set the game cam up on this tree. These trails, way off, there's one that goes down that we just walked in on, and then it forks off and goes this way. So I'm going to put the game cam right here where it's going to catch that main trail that comes down through there. So it doesn't matter what trail they're veering off on or coming back on. We'll catch them and see what's moving through here. This is a great pinch point. There's big old rocks there. It gets super nasty over there. This is a great spot. I think that larch will be okay. It's kind of swollen on the butt, but it's stovepipe the rest of the way up. Big sturdy tree. There's not really any other options. I might be able to climb that one over there. But it gets kind of scrawny up there a little ways. I like this one. I just worried about the size at the bottom for getting the tree stand hooked on. But that would be perfect because I could see right down over all of this, and it's right at the top of it. Like if you were hunting this, you wouldn't want to try to pick a tree out there because you can see from here, if you were 30 feet in the air, a deer come over this, you'd be right at eye level. They'd pick you out quick. You never even see them. But this is good. These trails do come around here, but there's trees behind it to kind of prevent them from seeing you. There's a trail that goes up there. Man, this is a good spot. And there's lots of deer tracks here. I won't be able to hunt this year, but this could be, we'll recon this for next year. Going in a little bit late, the deer historically, I've never shot one early in the morning. It's always been late morning, and the game cam footage was showing deer moving around lunchtime. So because it was so cold this morning, I didn't want to end up getting cold and having to leave the stand before I was more likely to see deer. So I'm just coming in a little bit late this morning, but I got a bit of a quad ride to get up there. So I'm going to go ahead and get loaded up and get up there and get in the stand. I just got 3 kilometers up the road and realized I forgot my ID and license. So I came back to the truck. It's gonna be one of those days. This wind is relentless this morning. I just got over here and relocated my tree stand back to my favorite spot here, and man, the wind's, it's just blowing all over, but it's mainly coming out of the north. It is cold, and I know from countless hours of sitting in tree stands that you can tolerate some pretty chilly weather, but if the wind's blowing, trying to sit perfectly still, you don't have much time. So I think I'm in a bag sitting in the tree stand this morning, or close to where my other game cam is down here. So we'll go check the game cam and see if there's any deer been moving through or just the bear still. Think of a plan. I got my doe. I have had a shit ass morning. I can't believe I had this opportunity. She was standing looking straight at me. I was hoping she'd turn sideways, but she just wouldn't. I was getting agitated, so I just shot her straight into the chest just above the brisket there. Okay, got her all field dressed, got the heart and liver set out there, got my tag notched, head back to the quad and run down and get my pack with all the processing stuff in it and come up and get her cornered up. packed out. And whitetail season's officially done. My wife's going to be super happy. We got lots of meat in the freezer and the pressure's off, so I still got the rest of today and tomorrow, so I can do a little goofing around and get everything set up. I'll be back in 2 weeks for mule deer hunting, and it's 4-point minimum here, so unlike the whitetail season, I won't be just dumping the first ones that I see.